Remember the story about the elevator that takes people to a floor that doesn't exist? Many messages came in saying that this nightmare didn't just happen to one person, but that it's a hidden rule of that old elevator, concealed behind perfectly normal-looking buttons. Tonight brings an even more terrifying sequel. Someone tried to decode the button sequence to go back and retrieve something left behind. But this time, the elevator didn't just stop at floor 7. It plunged deep underground, into a level completely forbidden to humans. The building's alarm went off on a Tuesday night. Working late had become routine, but having to go back for a forgotten file on the 5th floor was the beginning of another confrontation. Stepping into the same elevator, the digital display wasn't its usual green. Instead, it glowed a faint amber, like a candle flickering in the dark. Trembling fingers pressed the button for the 5th floor. But instead of going up, the elevator shuddered violently and plummeted. Yes, it dropped down. Deeper and deeper, until the numbers turned negative. -1, -2, -3. These numbers shouldn't exist in a normal office building. The elevator came to a halt at floor -13. The doors creaked open stiffly. The first thing to hit the senses wasn't the building's usual mustiness, but the smell of damp earth mixed with a sickening, metallic stench of blood. Ahead lay an endless corridor, illuminated only by a violently flickering light that seemed to be transmitting something in Morse code. Just as a step was taken backward to retreat into the elevator, heavy footsteps echoed from the darkness of the basement. They weren't human steps. They sounded like heavy chains dragging across concrete. The sound crept closer and closer. What made this place unique was the elevator mirror. It didn't reflect the present. It reflected the future. In the glass, a reflection showed a person standing there, crying and clutching the forgotten files. But the terrifying part was behind that reflection. A tall, faceless figure was reaching out, placing a hand right on top of the head. Yet, turning around in reality revealed nothing but empty space. This wasn't a ghost trying to scare people. It was the building's screening system. Anyone who inputs the wrong elevator code gets dragged into this basement grid, turned into fuel for the machinery that keeps this elevator running for eternity. Whispers echoed from every direction. One digit is missing from the code. The elevator, the only way out, began to crack along its glass walls. A thick, black liquid oozed out from the control buttons. The sound of dragging chains grew so close that a pitch-black shadow, shifting in fluid like printer ink, could be seen lunging toward the elevator. In that split second, panic took over, pressing the open door button repeatedly while desperately recalling an urban legend code, holding the closed door button down for 10 seconds while pressing the desired floor. The elevator jolted violently, nearly knocking off balance. The amber light snapped back to a normal green, and the elevator shot upward with a speed that forced tears from the eyes. The doors slid open on the 1st floor. Gasps for air escaped a throat drenched in sweat. No files. No evidence of ever visiting floor -13. Except for a black smudge left on the 5th floor button. That fingerprint slowly faded away, as if none of it had ever happened. But check the surroundings next time. When stepping into an elevator, if the button has a strange smudge on it, that might not just be dust. It could be a warning of being targeted. Has anyone ever been taken to the wrong floor by an elevator? Or noticed strange numbers on the display late at night? Share those creepy experiences in the comments. If stories like this are appealing, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next story.